Good morning. This is going to be our first actual tale from the Tree of Life. And we gave you the intro the other day. Of course, this is the tree. We all understand that there are 7 of these things, right? And, it's sort of like the 7 days of creation or the 7 chakras or whatever like that. What we're going to deal with today is the basic precept of how this started. You remember the creation videos. We had creation 1, creation 2. Basically, what we're going to deal with right now is the concept of Malkuth. Malkuth, see? This is like kingdom, material reality. See, so the 7th day is finished. We have the creation of basically the Garden of Eden. This is not yet quite physical. But we got the Garden of Eden. We're going to have basically, just our hard red chocolate here. Isn't that, boy, that come out nice. Just Malkuth. See, this is the beginning. You've got this Garden of Eden. There's no opposition. Everything is perfect. Everything you want is there. And we have this wonderful individual called Adam, who is having such a wonderful time here, but cannot figure out why everything is always, it's just, the problem is that there is really nothing to do because everything is done. You see, there is not yet any. There's no excitement. Everything is so perfect. And please, for any feminists in the crowd, don't get angry at me. But when he complains, Yadhe Vadhe, whichever name you prefer, when he complains to God, it would be so nice if I had something to occupy myself instead of everything just being given to me all the time. See, we have this wonderful little Adam thing there. Oh, master of the universe, this wonderful woman that did all these things, said, oh, let me put you to sleep. Now I'm following a biblical text, sort of hermeticizing it, but sort of a biblical text. Let me give you a companion. And put him to sleep and created this wonderful being, Eve, that was an inversion of self. So now we have this concept where we have this perfect universe and we have 2 beings. We have 2 beings that really are 1 being, but they're 2 beings. And yet, even with this, it's fun to have someone to look at. It is so much fun to be able to speak. There was no language before this. There was nothing. There was no communication because there was nothing to communicate with. So this wonderful entity we call Goddess God, whatever you wish to call it, now allowed speech. But we're still in Eden. We're still in the Garden of Eden. There is no problems. There are no problems. There's no war, but there's no peace. Neither concept works. Actually, there wasn't even life and death. It wasn't. It was forever. It was eternity. And in this process, desire started to, how do we achieve want? Because you cannot get anywhere until you want it. How do we achieve want? Well, what happens in this process is we end up with a heart over here. This is how the Tree of Life really works. And then we end up with this nectar Spelt that wrong, but you'll have to live with it. You end up with this netra over here, and understanding these concepts. See, Had over here is basically immobile or unactive. You have to excuse my spelling. I'm trying to do this. But see, this is a place. Actually, it's a beautiful place. I mean, if you've ever really meditated, this is the place of meditation. This is the place where, when you hear it Had, this is the place without motion, the place of meditation. Probably one of the most beautiful places. We described it in the Tarot book 50 years ago as samadhi. It's this wonderful Eastern concept of like just at one with all. And netra over here is active. That's what supplied the activity. But being is where basically a feminine consciousness. We'll first take this little lady Eve here. And she travels through the path of Shin. Now, if you look back in the blog, you will understand Shin, the fool. This is the concept of moving, of walking, of traveling, of trying to find self. And see, this has to be done before you can achieve the peace of samadhi. So Eve traveled, she's like the fool card, walking along the cliff, picking up the little sticks and stones that she is going to need in order to be able to achieve awareness. See? So Eve traveled this path of Shin. If you're going to follow the tree, use the search button at the top of the blog. Aggie just put up a thing there telling you how to do it. And look up Shin, or the fool. And she follows that path up here to Had, up to the place of great peace. Up to the place of great peace. On our next one, we're going to help you follow Adam up to the place of great activity. And we'll slowly bring them together. We'll introduce you to the snake in the world. And we will supply you with the means to understand creation from a true Kabbalistic Hermetic path. This has never been available before. This is why you need Kavina Hermeticia.